found out what death is. Holy fuck, yeah, I found out what death is. It's pretty wild. But basically, when you die, what occurs is that your mind, your mind is actually, your mind is actually what stores who you are. So like when people die, they think like everything goes blank and stuff like that, or like they're gonna bring something with them. It's not physically possible, because who you are, what like right now, who you are is not gonna go. Let's say Patrick just joined, right? Well, when Patrick Williams 052 dies, his mind is still here because it's physically here. You know what I mean? Like when you die and leave, you don't know that you were here. It's not death, it's transition. It's not fucking death, it's transition. It's a fucking trip. I'm freaking out, but I had to do a lot of shit to get to this point to understand what's occurring right now in my brain and what's occurring in society and what's even happening. But yeah, death is not death. Death is transition. Death is not death, it is transition. You do not die. You just can't take what you have physically here to another plane. It's not fucking possible. It's not fucking possible. So when you die, it's not death. You just can't bring what you physically have here with you to another plane. It's impossible. So like, let's say I die temporarily, which I have one time in the past. Let's say I die temporarily. Yeah, even if another energy comes back into my own body, it wouldn't even fucking matter, because all the information of whoever this person is that you are even hearing talk right now, this person is in the brain. It's physically here. So even if I were to go away and someone else were to come and take this body over, it is still fucking me. You're still going to hear everything from me the way I would say it. You're going to hear the same thoughts. You're going to hear the same everything. You're going to hear me say, oh, remember that time when I da-da-da? It's because it's all stored in this physical plane in my brain that we've created over time. So it doesn't even matter. Like as a crazy fucking thing, let's say I died right now and I came back and like the soul of a dog came into my body, I would still be this person because everything was still here. Nothing fucking left. Yeah, so it's not death. It's a transition. It's not death. It's a transition. It is fucked up. It's crazy. Yeah, like I said, I had to go through a whole bunch of shit just now to realize this, but it's not death. It is a transition. These nuts, exactly. Yeah, it's not fucking death. It's a transition. Yeah, like right now, if I were to die right now and actually die, then everything would be gone, because whatever I've learned in this lifetime actually would go away. Now, if you were to have an experience where people will temporarily die and come back, no fucking joke, they could come back a different person. But, hear me out, but it wouldn't be a different person, because the soul, or the energy, quote unquote, came back to the same mind. So it doesn't matter what fucking energy even took over the current body, the current mind that you have. It's still going to use the same information. I don't even know if that makes fucking sense as I say it out loud, but to me it does. Like if you dip and you come back, it might not even be you, but the energy is still going to act the exact same fucking way, because it's still your physical brain. It's still everything you learned up here. It's all there. So it doesn't even matter who's operating this body. If I were to die right fucking now and come back, I would still be saying the same shit, even if it wasn't me, because that is in my brain. It's all here. It's fucking crazy. It is fucking crazy. But yeah, death is a transition. Death is a transition. It is not dying. I think we have become so scared to find out what it is, and I don't fucking care. I've been trying to figure out what death is with tons of experiments, guys. Tons of fucking experiments. I've been trying to figure out what death is, and I finally fucking did. I figured it out. It's not death. It's not death. We are so scared to even look into it that we haven't been able to look into it. That's the only reason no one knows a lot about it. But it's not death. It's a fucking transition. It is a fucking transition. And you know what's crazy? I know that a lot of people probably can't handle this. I get that. I actually completely understand that. A lot of people are... The words that I'm saying at this very fucking second in the last 5 minutes are so fucking far-fetched to what people even know is normal that it wouldn't properly even... Some of you might not even be able to digest this information appropriately. It may not be able to enter your brain even appropriately because it's so far-fetched. But the things I had to do to get to this point... To understand the far-fetch of what death actually is fucking nuts. But it's a transition. It is a transition. It is not what we think is quote unquote death. It's you don't die. Your whatever you have currently is gonna go away. Yes, that will happen. But that doesn't mean you died. It just everything that you were able to take in from this particular life that you lived, that's the end of that particular story. But that's it. There's nothing else. It's not like when Michael Jackson died, Michael Jackson died. Michael Jackson went to another plane. But what we knew of Michael Jackson, just for this example, what we knew, quote unquote, Michael Jackson was, that's just what we knew from this particular instance that we were alive with him. That's all. And that's all it is. But yeah, it's a transition. It's a transition. Death is not what we think it is. It's not like that. It's a fucking transition. Death is not what we know. Death is not what we know. It's a transition. But yeah, no, I totally get people jumping into this chat room right now, people jumping onto this TikTok live and leaving. I totally get it. This is a lot of information. This information to digest right now is fucking intense. You have to be ready for some serious shit to even understand the words that are coming from my mouth. You have to be ready for the most ultimate shit to understand the words that are coming from my fucking mouth right now. Death is a transition, though. Death is a transition. And like I said, I get it. If you're jumping in this chat and this is too much, I understand. This is a fucking lot of information to divulge. If you're not ready, you won't. What I'm saying right now will sound like fucking Greek to you, or it's going to be too much for you, so you'll have to leave the room. And I get it. But death is a transition. Man, fuck. And like I said, you don't want to know what I've gone through to be able to figure this out, guys. But I've been purposely trying to figure this out. Death is a transition, though. It's very simple. It's very simple. It's almost like every time we quote unquote what we know is death, it's almost like every time you're just rewriting a new book. That's all. There's nothing more extravagant happening than that. It's just a new life. Now, I'm not saying you're going to come back as a human form and be a fucking human. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to come back and my name's going to be Rob. That's not at all. But you could. Now, I'm not saying I believe in reincarnation, but from what I know from the death experience, it's just things that are repetitively happening. But as we know it, it's death because, oh, you know, this is my life. This is everything I learned. Well, that's because that's all you think you know. But you've really learned, you might have lived 1,000 fucking lives already, but you can't take the information with you. So like when we die and we go away, we won't even know that this even fucking happened. You won't be like, oh, I hope my brother isn't sad or whatever. Your brother, you know what I mean? You won't even know you had a brother because that information is here physically on this earth in your fucking brain because we've created it since we were born. So yeah, like it's intense. But yeah, death is not what we think. Death is not what we think. It is a transition to something else. And then from there, honestly, you're going to keep on doing this. It's actually repetitive. This is going to continually fucking happen. This is not going to stop. You are going to keep on what we know as living and dying. That's going to happen forever. With you, even right now, whoever's in this chat room, is going to fucking happen with you forever. But you're not going to fucking know it. Because you can't physically take physical stuff in a spiritual plane. It's fucking impossible. I don't care who you are. It's impossible. So, yeah, no, when you die, it's just a transition. But, all the memories are physical. That may sound fucking nuts, but it's not. Everything you know is actually physical. It's a physical thing that you know. Now, People may think it's not, but it is. It's physically, that's why you can remember it, because it's actually ingrained somewhere. It's almost written down in a fucking book somewhere in your head. So yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, no, like I said, I've gone through a lot of shit trying to figure out what death is, and I understand it because I'm not afraid of it. I was for a long time, but I was like, fuck this. I'm not. I want to understand what death is because no one else wants to. And fuck, I had to go through some nut shit, but yeah, that's what it is. And like I said, anyone dropping by right now and you're like, what the fuck? I get it if you leave. This is a fucking lot of information to divulge right now. This is a lot of information to dissect and to be able to appropriately understand and be able to instill in your brain. It's a fucking lot. But yeah, basically when you die, it's just you doing something else. It's not death. It's a transition. And like I was saying a little bit earlier, um, if I were to temporarily die right now and go away and come back, it literally could be a completely different person. It could be a completely different fucking energy, a completely different fucking conscience. But everything is stored up here, so it doesn't matter what conscience or energy enters my body after this particular one leaves. If I'm not quote unquote dead, what we know, it's all still there. So I'm still gonna be the same person saying the same shit, and I'll do the same fucking thing tomorrow. And so will you. Even though you might not even be you anymore, but you won't even fucking know it. You won't even fucking know it.